Hello everyone, Ben Chapman here, recording another video for Numot Gaming. I'm going to be doing a draft. Let's see, what are the best things to take here? I don't think Crown of Possibilities is a great thing to take right away. It's only really good if you have a bunch of Echo units. It's fine, you'll play it if you're time in Primal, but I don't think it's so good that we want to jump in on it right now. I think Accelerated Evolution's a better card to take if we were going to take a two-faction card. If we were not going to take a two-faction card, it's between Finest Hour, Serpent Trainer, the Frostkin, one of those. And the Frostkin's really been impressing me lately. Since they've changed how stun works, this ends up just being like a really strong card. But so is Serpent Trainer. I think these three are all pretty close. I think I'm going to just go with the Evolution. I think it is actually better than the Crown. And it's just a pretty powerful and splashable effect. So we'll go for that. Certainly not locked in on these colors. The Prophecy's just okay. I think I'd rather have Execute or Oni Ronin or even maybe Stormcaller. It's just if you fail to hit anything, they may even have units that aren't even great to silence. It's just not that good of an effect, and the body is fine, but nothing special. The Stormcaller provides just a more powerful effect, I think, overall, though not insane. The Wyvark is fine, but pretty hard to make work. You have to have quite a lot of flyers to consistently make it cost 6, where it's fine. Pretty strong, actually. But I think I might just give up on this evolution for now and pick one of these two. I think they're both pretty strong. If I take Execute, I can actually be live to splash this, so maybe I will go there and look to draft like Feln. But we'll see what's open. So two pretty premium cards. Having two Ronin would have been a nice start to a really strong aggressive deck, but Ranger is one of the premier Feln cards, so I'm okay moving in on that. I think these two are the most powerful in general. The Sky Snapper's solid, so is the Gust. And these Justice cards are okay. Don't really like Sand Warrior or the Revolver all that much, but we'll stay on color for right now. Let's see, Harbinger's Bite is pretty swingy. It can be very good, or it can not do very much. So, I do like it, but Snowslinger is a safer pick. I will play a Jotun Warrior if I see one later, but I think I'd rather have the 2-drop for now. The other thing to keep in mind is that we're not definitely Primal, so we could take a Temper or one of these Shadow cards and think about moving in on Fire Shadow or something, but we've got decent options in Primal, so I think I'm going to go that direction. It's just really a question of which of these is more powerful. This is somewhat replaceable. It's probably the worst of the Infiltrate 2-drops, but still very good. They actually kind of fill a similar role if you can reliably get this through. The Snowball does a decent impression of the Bite. I think I will go with the Bite just for... It is a fairly unique effect. Alright, so none of these cards are all that good for what I'm doing. I don't really want a Rampager. If I want one, I can get it later. Katana or the Acolyte are probably the best cards. I suppose we could think about taking the Acolyte and giving up on all these Shadow cards, maybe splashing and Execute. So let's do that, I guess, over giving up both of these for like the Katana. Though we got past 2 Oni Ronin. This is close-ish, but I don't think we're going to play what we get out of this pack, is my prediction. So, Nightblade is very good. The Magus is great at like locking up the ground. Really strong card against aggressive decks. But I think I'm gonna go with the Nightblade. It's just a little better. And I think I will go with the Wisdom of the Elders. Happy to play that card. And we picked up a Snowslinger here at the end. The sidearm is definitely playable in this deck, but I'd rather have the 2-drop with Infiltrate first, have a number of those. None of these are that good. Okay, so if this was a Stranger that produced time, I'd be interested. Or probably not. This would let us splash a fire card, possibly, which is not nothing, and we need 2-drops. The Spider is pretty good at locking down the ground if we want to win with the Nightblade or other evasion units. I don't. This is great with Accelerated Evolution, but generally there's not a ton of combos in Feln for the second sight. Pretty tough pick, actually. But, you know what, I'm going to take the Stranger. And we got a sidearm at the end, which is nice. Alright, here we've got the Trickster's Cloak, which I think is what we're going to go for over Wisdom. I wouldn't really want to splash these necessarily. We could have had 3 Oni Ronins, that would have been cool. But the Cloak is great on these Infiltrate units, and we're hoping to get more of those. Wow, rough. Someone is going to be pretty happy with that setup over there. We're so far away from these colors that I don't think we can move in on any of that. Rapid Shot's a fine card in this deck because people are going to be trying to block our Infiltrate units. But, I'd rather be playing proactive things to get them through rather than punishing people for blocking, because I want to trigger the Infiltrate. So, could just take the Stranger to help us splash, which is what I'm leaning towards. We could try to splash or combust, but I don't love that as much. So I think I'm going to go with the Stranger. How about the splash? Man, this is a tough pick. I love Horse Snatcher Bat. It's pretty hard to deal with and can win games on its own. Whereas the Ranger, this deck really needs a number of 2-drop Infiltrate units like the Ranger. The Ranger's the best one. So it's great with the Trickster's Cloak. As many of these and cloak-like effects as we can do. It's kind of what the point of this deck is. But we don't have all the pieces yet. We don't have a ton of ways to get them through. All we have is this sidearm, execute kind of, and the cloak. We're very early on though, so this is a pretty safe card to pick up. If this card was slightly worse, maybe I would take the Ranger, but I've just seen the Bat win too many games on its own to just pass it here. So power level pick there, and here I like Wisdom of the Elders. This will help us cast our Horse Snatcher Bat. We can play 17 power possibly, and then still be able to cast it by drawing enough cards to always hit our drops. This card's okay, but nothing special. Ooh, Beast Collar. So I'm definitely taking the Beast Collar. We've got a Trickster's Cloak already. We're gearing up to build a deck around it. And now I'll definitely be taking Haunting Screams if I see them. It's the best thing to Haunting Scream. So happy to see that. And I think I will grab the Rapid Shot now. And another one of these. This is a splashable card, but the sidearm's actively good with what we're doing. I don't think we're going to need the banner. I'm just going to take it, but we're probably not going to end up playing it. So this pack ended up pretty good. Getting past this Beast Collar, this could mean that these colors are open in both directions, which is where you want to be in draft. Nothing too great at the very end there. Oh, wow. That is amazing. I think we have to take Champion of Cunning. Haunting Scream is, as of now, only good with the Beast Collar. It doesn't do that much with the other things. So Champion of Cunning is great with everything, so we'll take that and hope to get some more Feln Strangers to make it even better. Another Beast Collar. I think I am going to slam it over splashing another Evolution or the Frostkin or Lightning Strike. I just would love to get more and more ways to enable that card. This is a very tough pick between the Bloodcaster and Execute. I really value hard removal pretty highly, and we don't have very much right now. Whereas the Bloodcaster is just like very powerful on rate. Like, it's a more powerful card, no question. And power is a good thing to have. This blocks, this like shuts down all the aggressive decks and gives you some late game. I think it's a little bit too good to take to pass. So I think I have to take that over Execute, though. I'm not too happy about it, and I also do like the Blind Storyteller a decent amount, but it doesn't reach either of those two in terms of power level. So we have no 4-drop, so I'm happy to grab the Bouncer. This is a fine card too, but we've got a lot of stuff going on 3, so I think I'm going to take the 4-drop for the curve. So this again helps us splash. 3/3 for 3 is pretty strong. There's nothing we really want to sacrifice for value, but 3/3 for 3 is good enough. Blocks all the 2/2s. But I do want to play this Evolution, and we don't have a ton of 2-drops. I do like to have a good number, so I think I will just help the splash along. This is a great thing to splash too. We've got only 1 fire producing Stranger, but we do have this. Well, the banner doesn't really help us in this case. We can just hide that. The Monument's really great, though. It does help us play more power to get these online, and I also don't mind playing the Warrior. It's between like these 3. I don't think we want to necessarily opt into a double splash. No, we don't have to play the Evolution, but we have more fixing for it right now. So it's pretty close, but I'm going to go with the Monument. This is a great thing to splash. This card's really good. I think I'm going to take it. Maybe not splash it unless we get a number of things like Elysium Banner. I do like Wisdom of Elders, but we already have 2. And I really would like to solidify the splash. I also would not mind splashing this Guardian. Guardian's a great thing to splash, so we'll just make the splash better, and now this is perfect. Wow. I think, given the Champion of Cunning, I should just keep taking these. I can, like, cut the Rakano Stranger. This card is good in our deck, too, given the number of Strangers we have, but it's not that insane. And again, I wouldn't mind the 3/3 here. But normally I think I would take the 3/3, but because of the Champion of Cunning, we're gonna go for the gold. So we still desperately need ways to get the Beast Callers through. Like, the Champion's a good way, but that's, we're probably gonna win if we play the Champion a lot of the time. This is a pretty powerful card. I think we're just gonna jam this one. It makes at least everything they have that's on the ground have to trade with the Witch or be blanked by it, so pretty powerful effect. I think we're just going to jump on that. And still looking for ways to get those Beast Callers through, and I think I'm going to go with Static Bolt as a loose way to do that. So we may consider a Ghost Form, given the Beast Callers. Dark Return's also a good thing to have in this deck. Tough pick. Like, this is pretty narrow. It's only really good with the Beast Callers. It's pretty horrible with anything else, for the most part. Man, tough. This is definitely a more solid card, but because we're so hard up for ways, I guess we have the sidearms and, like, the Evolution. We might get a few more things. I'm just going to gamble that we're going to get more ways to get them through. Maybe a bit loose. Nothing really good here. Let's take a Yeti Spy. Alright, we got another Ranger, which I'm happy about. But we're kind of getting owned on our ways of getting those through. Don't think we want Devour, but we're not going to play anything else. Wow, yeah, we're getting wrecked here. doesn't really matter what we take. Guess we'll help our splash out further. We ended up with tons of strangers. Wow, that kind of stinks. No Cobalt Acolytes. That's a problem. We really were hoping to get some of those. But we do got some ways to get our things through. Not sure that we're going to need all these strangers. Definitely don't want the Trance or the Yeti Spy. Probably don't need the Gruons. So we've got 3 power there, so we're at 15. So we need to cut like 2 things, and given that we got the 2 banners, I don't think we need all these Combri Strangers all that much. Now we have the Blind Storyteller, and we've got the Monument. I wouldn't mind going, and like this thing, I wouldn't mind going up to 18, but we do have the 2 Wisdoms, which will help us get there. We have very little other ways to combat Flood. So I think I want to stick on 17 here. Although we could cut like a... No, we want the sidearm. We want every way possible to try to make this thing hard to block. So I would say this deck did not quite get there, but the Beast Color is powerful enough that you can win. If you just, you only just need to connect it with 1, and you probably win. Like, get a Cloak and a Beast Collar, it's usually game. So I think that's what we're going to go with. Just pretty bad that we didn't get any, like, the 4-cost 2/2 infiltrate that makes another flyer. Like, just having some flyers would be nice. But we're going to be leaning pretty hard on this accelerated evolution. So let's see what the recommended is. Probably way too many of Time Sigils. I'd like to play 0 Time Sigil if we can get away with it. We've got 3 Fixers for 2 cards. And we don't need to play the Evolution or the Guardian early. It's nice to be able to, but not like mission critical. 7, 8, 5. We're definitely cutting it. Oh, I guess we have two things to add. Okay. So this might be a bit better. 6, 8. So we're leaning 9 to 8 right now in terms of shadow. You know what? I think I will add a Time Sigil here. It's not great, but I think the time cards are powerful enough that we're going to want them. We do have the 2 Felon Strangers to help out with the Felon colors. So that should be good. 17 units is a bit on the low end, but I think it's okay. Again, let's just take a quick look through. I don't think we want Yeti Spy or Backlash. Don't think we need the Gruon. Don't think we need to splash the Camel either. The question is, do we want more of these over something? And I don't think we do. Yeah, I think this is going to be it. Thanks for watching the draft portion. Definitely check out the matches. We'll see how many wins we can get with this deck. I'm going to predict 4 wins. I'll be conservative. Maybe wishful thinking. We'll see.